What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers 5-pack. So this was, I believe, an Amazon exclusive pack that we get all 5 of our Alien Rangers that appeared in the Mighty Morphin Alien Ranger series, like little mini series they did. So this is pretty cool, getting all 5 Rangers in one go. So we have the whole team complete now, which is really cool. Love the design where they're here on like rocks out in the water with their spaceships in the background and stuff. That just all looks really cool. And if we flip around to the back, we can see all 5 Rangers of what we're going to get. So in this pack, we have the white, blue, black, red, and yellow Rangers. So they all just look really cool. And of course, on the back here, you see all their accessories and stuff that they'll come with, pretty much all the same things, just different little Hasbro effects and stuff for each of them, which is cool. And then on the side as well, I like that we have the heads of all the Rangers there. So that is pretty cool. So overall, box isn't like too exciting or anything, but love the artwork on the front there. Just that picture looks awesome. And then I'm excited for this set. So let me go and get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So here are our 5 Alien Rangers out of the pack. So we have 1 female body and 4 male bodies. So we'll take a look at the female and 1 of the males, and then the other 3 males will be exactly the same, but we'll look at each individually. And Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers is a 10-episode miniseries that aired in 1996 following MMPR Season 3, and it's an American adaptation of the Super Sentai series Ninja Sentai Kakaranger. And in this series, we see the Power Rangers have been turned into children by Master Vile, so Zordon recruits the Alien Rangers from Aquitar to take their place. Now, Aquitar is an ocean planet, and the Aquitians, or Aquitarians, I don't know exactly how you say their name, are water dwellers, so they have to visit water sources frequently, and they telepathically control their Zords of the Battle Borgs. And the Alien Rangers are made up of the White Ranger Delphine, Red Ranger Orico, Yellow Ranger Titus, Blue Ranger Sestro, and Black Ranger Corcus. And if you're even less familiar with the series, this Sentai is where they got the Ninja Rangers from, so all the Ninja Ranger outfits and the Zords, so the Zords we see in like the Power Rangers movie and stuff, that all came from this season of the Super Sentai. So these look pretty cool. As it said, it was a 10-episode miniseries. I was watching the show at this time as a kid, but I don't remember them at all. I sort of remember Zero into Turbo, and this was right before Zero, so I feel I would remember them, but like every time I would see these as a kid, like in flashbacks or like some sort of like toy or something, I'd be like, hey, those things look familiar, but that was just about it. So it's really cool to have all 5 Rangers here in one go in a pack, so I get it done, and it's awesome to have them. Like I said, they were just very shortly in the series, but I think they all look pretty cool, especially in this form. And like I said, with their connection to especially the season 3 like Zords and outfits and stuff of Power Rangers, I really like them for that because I love the ninja related stuff. So they all look really cool. So we're going to start off looking at the White Ranger. As I said, is Delphine. She's the leader of the Aquitar Rangers, and although they don't have any designs on them like the past Rangers have, they each have their own individual Zords and stuff. And for the White Ranger, it is the Crane Zord, and we'll go through each one there. But again, we're going to look at her first since she is the female body, so she's just got the thinner joints and stuff, has the skirting pieces, and just overall has the more female design as compared to the male designs there. But overall looks good. So she's in all white, and she has the nice white visor, so they're all going to be pretty much the same. Silver band on the forehead with her little logo. It looks almost like an arrow design there, so we'll see that for each one. And if you go back to those old Zords and stuff, they each have that sort of design on them. And then we go down more with white, so they have like this thing around their neck. It almost looks like a medallion because there's, you see like the white paint coming around with the gold triangle on there, so they all have that, so that's pretty interesting with a little black in between there, and then their logo of the like ninja logo there, so that is pretty cool. And then she's got the white gloves as usual, go with the white body, but then has the bands with the white and black there on that, gold belt around the waist again with like that arrow logo, and a holster on the side, and again the skirting since she's a female, thin legs going down to the white boots, and again has the black and white boot design there as well. So overall pretty basic fur, not a whole lot of fancy details, and like I said, they don't have any like animal designs built into them. They only have the shapes on like their foreheads and stuff, but I still think they all look pretty cool. But we'll do her movements, so her head can twist all the way around, and it can look down that far and up that far, so she'll have some limited movements, especially compared to the males, but it isn't horrible there. And then we get the shoulders that come up to 90, actually a little bit over there for the female, and it has the butterfly joint that goes back and forth pretty good, and of course rotates around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint. Joints are a little bit stiff, but you get them worked out, and have been pretty much all the way up on itself there, with the wrist that'll twist around and hinge up and down for this hand. Then we go to the ab crunch, so right on their chest has a crunch back and forth, and she can twist all the way around there. And then she has the lower crunch as well, so crunch forward and crunch back there, so pretty good crunching back and forth with both. The hips can come up now. It's going to be hard with skirting. Feels like, yeah, you can still get up to 90 there, so no issues. And then out to the side can pretty much do the splits. We have the thigh twist that'll twist all the way around, and the double knee joint that feels pretty stiff. I can bend up at least that far to the back. And then of course we have a shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So she has the same female body we've seen for for a while now, so nothing new there. So just your standard Ranger. Now they come with a lot of accessories, and they'll all come with exactly the same, just obviously some tailored to them specifically. So first they'll get some additional hands, so she has some hands here again, probably to do some like crane poses and stuff, since she has the crane Zord, so we get those white hands there. Then they all come with the same weapons of the, I'm going to call it the Equation Laser, so we get it in a gun and knife form. So here we have it in the gun form, and they'll all look exactly the same, so it just has like a little logo design on there. I don't think it's specific for each one, it just looks like the same design, but nice red, black, and gold, so it just looks pretty cool there. And then supposedly you can take it out of the holster, which is like the gun part here, and it'll turn into this knife as well, which I love with the nice gold blade. Looks pretty cool. It even still has the full finger grip there and stuff, and you can see some of the blade designs and stuff all in there. So you have either of those that you can choose and that you can take and like put into the holster. I'll just put the guns because it seems like, you know, it should, so like I said, can take off the sheath and give you the knife, so you should just have that whole blade there. So we'll just go ahead and stick that in there. And then they each come with the Equation Saber as well. Now these are specifically for each of them, because each one at the end here in the gold, which I know you can't really see, has their design. So this one has the arrow design that matches her head and her belt and stuff, so this one specifically goes for her. But it's just a sword, and I like how it does have, it's going to be hard to see, but in the white has each of their logo designs on there, and then goes into the gold and stuff. That was the same on the gun, into the silver blade, so it's just a kind of a short sword there. And it has this sheath that we can pop into the back, so they each have a hole in the back as well that we can take and stick this in, so there they can have the swords as well. But we'll go and take this sword and put it into her hand. And for her specifically with the sword, we do also get a Hasbro effect, so we get this red light effect, so we can just take and slide this onto the sword. So there's that effect on the sword, which does look pretty cool. Of course, for me, I don't like really using any of the Hasbro effects, so I'm not going to be using it, but I think it looks pretty cool, and I'll add some details. And each of the Rangers will have a different effect to go with them, but that is the White Rangers version. So that is going to be it for her, and like I said, that's going to be the female body, so she's the one that stands out of all the group. So now we'll do a male, so we'll go ahead and do the Red Ranger. So the Red Ranger is Orico, and he's the second command of the Alien Rangers, and for his Zord, he has the monkey or the ape, like again we've seen in the Power Rangers series. So he's going to have the same design, like I said, with like this S design, and the circle will be on like the ape Zord and stuff from the Ninja Megazord. So overall looks pretty cool just in the red design. Again, they're all going to be pretty similar just with the different colors, but it has of course the same visor piece with the gold band across his head. Again, he has like the circle logo, and then it goes down to, like I said, where it looks like they have like this necklace or like medallion and stuff around with the gold triangle on there, the ninja logo, same sort of wrist gauntlets there, so with the black and white design, gold belt around the waist with that S in there in the holster, and then same little stripes at the top of the boots in the black and white, and red everywhere else for him. So pretty basic figure design, you know, not a whole lot of details built into it, just the specific helmet as usual with the Power Rangers, but overall I think he looks pretty good. Now for movements, we get the head that'll twist all the way around, and it can look down that far and up that far, so pretty good movements, and you can see the hinge joint in there, so allows for that pretty good movement. Shoulders can come up to 90 with the butterfly joint back and forth, so pretty good range for him, and can twist all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, which isn't too bad, and we get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge up and down. Then we get the ab crunch, so we have ab crunch in the middle here, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around, and then we have the hinge at the waist, so crunch forward and crunch back there, so pretty good crunching back and forth once again. Hips up to close to 90 at least, and out to the side, thigh twist around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt. We get a shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So it seems like the pretty standard Power Ranger movements once again for the male body, and overall works out pretty good range and all that, so nothing to really complain about. And much like the White Ranger, we get all the pretty much same accessories, so we get additional hands, and again trying to do more of like that monkey form, so like almost like monkey hands and stuff there that we could give to him in red. And then we get the Equation Laser again in the gun and knife form that we can choose whichever one, and like I said, I did the gun last time, but for him the one thing that's different is that he comes with the effect for the gun, so you can take the effect and put it on the end of the gun there, so he has that effect now. So we can go and put this into his hand, and I'll just go and put it in the left hand here. So there I got the gun in his hand just like that with the effect on it, and then he also comes with the Equation Saber, and again has his logo, you can see with the S, I can't ever get it to focus, with the S there on the end of it. So again, we can pop this into his back, so like that, and then take the sword out, and we'll put the sword into his hand. So there the Red Ranger has the sword and the gun in his hand. That looks pretty cool. So of course it's going to be hard to decide exactly what to do since they don't all have matching effects, you know, whether you want to do the swords or the guns. I'll just have to go through and pick one, but overall I think he looks pretty cool. Like I said, it's going to be kind of boring just having the exact same things over and over again with accessories. I wish they each had their own like specific accessory, but they don't, unfortunately, so we just have the exact same ones each time. But overall I think that looks pretty cool. So with that, we can then take a look at each of the other Rangers. So we'll go and start with with the Black Ranger, and again, same body, so we won't have to go over that again. But he is Corkus and has the Toad Zord, or the Frog Zord as we know it from Power Rangers, so that is pretty cool, and again has the same design with like the Pentagon shape along with the Pentagon there. And again, if you look at that frog, it'll have that exact same design, but body wise it's going to be pretty much exactly the same as the Red Ranger, just in black this time. But for accessory, he gets a set of hands, so he has fist hands this time, so nothing specific for like the frog or anything, but he gets a set of fist hands. And then of course we get the Equation Laser in the gun and knife mode, so we can choose either one of those. We'll go and put the gun into his holster, so there's the gun there. And then he has his specific saber, so again has his logo on there, so we're going to once again stick this into his back, and then we'll put the sword in his hand. So there's the sword. Unfortunately, this one has an issue with like a really loose hand, so I'll have to see if I can do anything about that. But yeah, his hand's just really loose, so it's hard to get him to really hold this stuff there. But there he's got the sword. And then he, like the White Ranger, is the only one that comes with a sword effect, so we have this green color sword effect that we can slide onto it. So let's put that on. So there's the effect, and unfortunately because of how loose his hand, and he could not hold the sword up at all, especially with the effect, it would just kind of flop his hand down, so I had to have him dual hand it there. But still looks pretty cool at least. I just wish his hand wasn't like that, and it kind of stinks that I have that issue, so that I'll have to go into how I display him and how I decide what to do with them and stuff. But overall I think he looks pretty cool, and the green effect kind of stands out there against the black and stuff, so that looks pretty cool. So that is awesome for the Black Ranger. Next up we'll look at the Blue Ranger, which is Sestro. Now unfortunately for me, one thing I remember about the Alien Rangers, and like from looking at pictures and stuff, is that the Blue Ranger was always like a light blue, almost like a baby blue, where this just seems almost like a normal blue. Like it's pretty dark in colors and stuff, maybe a shade brighter, but it's still pretty dark, especially from what I always remember the Blue Ranger looking like. But still I love the design in it. It has the wolf sword, so it's going to have the same designs with the square and the like little K design or whatever it is there, as I always call it. So overall looks pretty cool, and just again, once again, everything is going to be exactly the same. Now accessory wise comes with additional hands of like claw hands there. I guess for the wolf you could have like claw hands or something like that, so he's got that. And then he comes with the Equation Laser again, and the gun and knife mode. And for him, he has the gun effect, so him and the Yellow Ranger again will have the effect, so you can put that on the gun, and it's like a pink effect there for him. So let's put this in his hand. So there's the effect on the gun there, and then he has his specific sword again with that same logo, like the little K design. Then we'll go and stick the sheath on his back, and then take the sword and put it into his hand. So there the Blue Ranger has the sword as well, so he's got the sword and the gun with the effect there, and overall looks pretty cool for the Blue Ranger. Again, I wish the color was a little bit like lighter of shade, because I think it matched more with what he looks like in the show, but overall looks pretty good just the way it is there. And then of course that leaves us with the Yellow Ranger. So the Yellow Ranger is Titus, and based off the design, match with the Yellow Ranger has the Bear Zord, so I'll have design with the triangle, and then has like the little mountain design there within the triangle for it. Now the only real difference is that instead of a gold logo on the chest, it's got an all black one, because since it's yellow with the gold, they decided just to switch it black on this one. So cool that they made it match there, as well as switching the belt to black, so it's got a black belt with the holster and stuff. So everything else though will be the same, so just pretty cool. They changed it up just to make the difference for the yellow, but like all the others, comes with additional hands, comes with a fist as well. So again, nothing real specific for a bear. Comes with the Equation Laser in the gun and knife mode, and again we'll have those same ones. As I mentioned, comes with the effect as well, so this one has a light blue effect, so it goes on there. So let's put this in his hand. So there's the gun with the effect on it, and it also of course has the Equation Saber with its logo, the like mountain design on there. So let's go and pop the sheath on his back, and once again give him the sword. And the Yellow Ranger has the gun and the sword there now as well. So that completes our entire team of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Now that's really all we have for it, but if you do have the figure, you can bring it in as well of Ninjor, so you can bring Ninjor, because Ninjor belongs with this group. He was like the 6th Ranger in the Sentai for the Alien Rangers, so you can bring Ninjor in there as well if you want to do more of the Sentai version. But overall I think they look pretty cool all by themselves. Well, that's gonna be it for our Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. As I said, very cool to get just all of one team in one go, and like I said, with this team they had a very short appearance, so probably not a very popular team overall within the fandom. I don't know how to gauge their popularity, but I really like them. Like I said, I barely remember them, but mostly just that I remember that they existed. But still really cool with the designs level, how they're pretty much all exactly the same, just very color changes as usual. Power Rangers, both of them, they're even more the same because they have the less uniqueness to each of them and stuff, but still pretty cool Rangers overall, and I like having them all in one go here, which is really nice. But let me know what you thought of the Alien Rangers down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.